It has been a month since my last upload, and I still haven't finished the body of my chibi Iron Man model. I have failed. So, what have I learned? I realized that I've been so fixated on getting results that I ignored the process entirely. I just wanted the body of my Iron Man completed. I didn't actually want to go through and make it. I was so caught up in the task of making the best video I could with Iron Man that I was too intimidated to even start. I set the standard so high in my mind, I no longer felt like it was possible to reach it. I've had a huge amount of growth in the past 2 months with subscribers and views on my channel, and I thought that I had to keep that up no matter what. I was no longer operating out of a passion to express an idea, I was just focused on getting the views and subscribers and growth on YouTube. And that's not what this channel is about. I actually made it a rule over a year ago to never do something just because I thought it would be successful or it was popular. You see, it says it right here, right there. If I was going to do something, it had to be something I wanted to do. Something I'd do for free, something I'd do anyway if nobody was looking. And recently I was reading The War of Art and I came across this page. The definition of a hack. He writes what he imagines will play well in the eyes of others. He does not ask himself, what do I myself want to create? What do I think is important? Instead, he asks, what's hot? What can I make a deal for? And that's what I was doing with Iron Man. I only wanted to make the helmet. I just wanted to see how I could make that shape, that really cool design come together with paper. And I did that. My idea was realized and I even made a video on it. Then I thought that I had to make the body as well because it would be easy and it would be popular. That chase for popularity became my focus and I didn't even realize that I wasn't interested in making the body at all. So I not only failed because I didn't upload a video every week like I wanted to, I failed because I was operating as a hack. Not working out of passion, I was doing something that I thought other people wanted to see and that I thought would be successful. Now I know this is a long dramatic point to be making about just not finishing a paper model, but understand that this channel is here for me to document the process of building my dream as much as it is sharing what I do. So this video is gonna be for me. I need to hold myself accountable for my shortcomings, but more importantly, I need to document the lessons I learn from those failures. And the funny thing is, in only focusing on what would be successful and what I thought would do well, I did nothing at all. It's like I was subconsciously not allowing myself to follow that path. I had snuffed out my own momentum until I finally got to the point now where I'm just gonna create what I'm gonna create. The most interesting thing is over the last month, I have been really inspired to do all these other projects that are ongoing or incomplete. Like I wanted to finish my Katakuri model that still needs some work done. I wanted to work on the Doomfist model, and I even wanted to do my next tutorial for a week or two there. I was super excited to start working on a Thanos model immediately, so I did that, and then I even wanted to do an update for the Armored Titan. But I did none of them because I told myself that I had to make this Iron Man body no matter what, that when I actually wanted to do other things, I didn't listen to it. So moving forward, I'm just going to be doing things a little bit more intuitively, just working on whatever I'm feeling the most at the time. In the short term, I expect things will just be all over the place, with me starting more models than ever before and completing less than ever before. It will be chaos. But in the long term, I strongly suspect that I'll get more done than I've ever done before, because chaos suits me. That's how I like to work. It's what makes it fun. It's just being able to freely act on every idea I have and then bring it to life in some shape or form. I won't just be relying on discipline and willpower to stay focused on one thing at a time, which can be super draining. I'll be using my passion and excitement for other things to fuel my work. So when I'm working on something and I hit that point of diminishing returns, instead of being bored and succumbing to my desire for some kind of instant gratification, I would just swap lanes to something else I know I'm passionate about and let that excitement keep me going. I'm an idealist. So when I sit down to do my work, I expect that I'll be able to focus on my highest priority without distraction. But in reality, I've noticed that I can only focus on one thing for about an hour at a time. Then I'm getting bored, tired, and distracted. And procrastination becomes a prominent danger. So when I'm at the point where I'm sick of working on the main thing, that's no longer an option. It's off the table. So my only option left is procrastination, because I told myself I couldn't work on anything else that isn't urgent, that isn't a #1 priority. But if I allow myself to work on other projects I have going on, other things that I am excited to create, then when my main priority is off the table, I still have other things I can do that do contribute to my goal in some way, even if it's not immediate. It's not ideal, it's not even great, but it's still better than the worst case scenario, which is losing an entire day to procrastination because you weren't self-aware enough to understand how you work best. It's about being practical and having the self-awareness to understand what works for you and what doesn't work for you. I've spent 2 years telling myself that I just needed more discipline and more willpower, and so I was just focusing on one thing at a time, ignoring any other desire or inspiration that came up. And it hasn't worked. I don't feel any more disciplined than I was 2 years ago. That approach is not working for me, so it's time to pivot and change direction. And I bet over the next 6 to 12 months, I will be doing more than I've ever done before at a higher rate than I've ever done before. That's the theory at least. We'll see.